And then we would just note a lysosome. The lysosome is a storage vesicle. So again, that's why you see I have two images here. We're going to be taking the images that we see here of the model of mitosis, and they're going to be placed in out of sequence. And your responsibility will be to put a letter answer that indicates the correct sequence, meaning, what do they do over there? Okay, I did it that way. So we note up here we're an interphase, early prophase, and we're only going to have one image of prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and then telophase with cytokinesis, and you'll be asked to identify the cleavage furrow and then describe the process of being cytokinesis. If we look at the one on top just for a minute, and if let's say the lettering here is A, B, C, D, E, yeah, well then, you know, that would be the correct sequence. But if let's say this was A, this was B, and this was C, or better yet, yeah, and this was D, then your answer would begin with D as being the correct sequence. All right, that's how you're going to be doing that. You're not going to be writing out interphase, prophase, metaphase. You're going to be saying what's the matching up the models. And while we're matching up the models, you'll be asked to identify on, I don't have the image here, duh. It was the image of the sister chromatids, what's holding them together, the centromeres and the kinetochore. All right, we'll have this diagram from the lab book. So we'll be identifying, if we're going A, B, C, D through G, A is cholesterol, B is on a peripheral protein, C is on a glycoprotein, D is on the glycolipid, E is a ligand, F is a protein with a pore, that's the channel, and G is indicating hydrophobic tails. And that will be like a multiple choice question, where it's just asking you what's the letter answer. So it says ligand receptor, oh, you put down E. And then, yeah, the different processes. So we're looking at exocytosis. Now we're looking at bulk phase endocytosis or water gulping. This would be ligand-assisted endocytosis. Here we're looking at phagocytosis, and these are the false feet, these are the pseudopodia. On these images of the red blood cell, so again, they may not be in this sequence, they may be scrambled around. So we are looking at isotonic, there's no net osmosis. Now we're looking at hypertonic hypertonic crenation, and then hypotonic lysis. Okay, again, isotonic, hypertonic with crenation, hypotonic with lysis. And now that finally brings us to the tissues. So here we're looking at mesenchyme. Where would we find mesenchyme? Embryo. Good answer is an embryo or fetus. Simple squamous epithelium from the alveoli of the lung. You can say lung. Simple cuboidal from the kidney tubule. And what's at A? That's the basal lamina. Now we're looking at simple columnar, the small intestine. The cell at A is a goblet. And the fuzzy stuff at B?
Microvilli?
Microvilli. Now we're looking at, you may abbreviate PSCCE.
That one, yeah.
Do not misspell PSCCE, okay? Pseudostratified. It's from the trachea, and the cells at D are more goblets, and the fuzzy stuff at C, well, it's ciliated, it's cilia. Okay. We all voted for dense, voted for non-keratinized stratified squamous from the great state of Virginia versus keratinized stratified. The answer is epidermis, and the flaky stuff at top
Keratin?
is keratin. And this is,
Urinary bladder.
but what's the name of the tissue?
The transverse
Transitional.
something.
So this is transitional from
Broccoli.
the urinary bladder. We did the pink broccoli, we didn't want to go for the other one. And, oh, there's the mesenchyme again. Areal RCT. This forms a vascular membrane. The straight pink fibers are collagen. The dark wiggly purple ones, those are elastic, and again forms a vascular membrane. Adipose, name of function, nutrient storage, insulation, protection. Reticular tissue from a lymph node. Dense regular, tendon or ligament. Dense irregular, you can still say dermis. You want to impress me, say reticular region, but dermis works. Elastic CT. Now with the elastic tissues, you have to identify, is it the CT or is it cartilage? So this is elastic CT, and this is from the wall of the aorta or the vocal cords. Now we've got the first of the little cartilages, hyaline cartilage. The empty space at B is a lacuna. The cell at A is a chondrocyte. Name a location. We got a lot of them. We can say fetal skeleton, end of long bones, nasal septum. This is from the rings of the trachea. We can go on and on. Elastic cartilage, that's why we've got to say cartilage now. And this is from the external ear, the auricle, or the epiglottis. Fibrocartilage from the intervertebral disc. Yes, you can abbreviate IVD. And on compact bone, note A is the lacuna, B, canaliculi, D, the concentric rings are called lamella, and E, the complete structural unit, is called the osteon. On blood, identify the proper name of the red cell, erythrocyte. The cells at A, those are neutrophils, and the cell at C is a lymphocyte. No, we won't do that. Well, that's a monocyte. And now on the integument, working straight across A through F, A is the sebaceous gland, B, the merocrine/eccrine gland, C is the erector pili muscle, D is the apocrine/holocrine gland, E is indicating a Meissner's corpuscle, and now F is indicating the Pacinian corpuscle, and identify the 5 layers of the epidermis going from the top down, meaning starting at A, corneum, lucidum, granulosum, spinosum, and then an E, basale. And that's the whole exam.